Today I want to show you what to do with a glut of basil. So I don't know if you can see behind me here, I've got several basil plants that I've got growing, and they do a really good job of being companion plants with my tomatoes and my peppers. I've got several basils around the room, around the greenhouse. They're doing really well, but we're getting to the end of the summer and I know they're going to start going over soon. So I'm going to cut them back as much as I can, and because I've got so much, I'm going to cut them back and I'm going to make them into a pesto, ready for like cooking through the winter, because I won't be able to grow the basil that successfully through the winter. I have got a heated propagator which I do grow some basil in, but they never seem to do quite as well as in the summer. It's the sunshine. Jack wandering about in the background. So yes, so I'm going to cut them back as much as I can, ready, and then I might even plant some outside just to take advantage of the late summer. I just let them go to flower and they look lovely. But today we're cutting them back. I'm going to make them, show you how to make them into a pesto. So I'm going to cut these back as close to the bottom of the plant as I can, not going on to any of the woodier material. So if you can see, I'm literally going to cut back to this helps open up the plants as well a bit, because usually if you get loads of leaves, the bottom section of the plant will get quite smothered, so you lose all the dead leaves down the bottom. You can't always see them to get them out. So opening it up like this lets the air flow round them. You can see any dead or dying material that you can just trim out ready, and it brings a whole new set of fresh growth on the bottom of the plant. You can see there. These are quite happy, so you can see they've rooted into the sand section below, so they're getting all the moisture they need from there. So they're quite happy little plants. So all you're going to need for this pesto, for a basic basil pesto, is garlic, your basil and olive oil. Now you can also add in pine nuts or walnuts, work quite well, and you can also add in Parmesan cheese as well. The way I make it, just this basic one, is to add seasoning to pasta sauces. So I don't need any of the pine nuts or Parmesan because I'll probably add those into the meal anyway when I'm making them, so that's fine. So I've got my basil in my food processor, just a little one, just enough to make sauces and things. No point getting the big one out just to make something like this. And I've got 3 garlic cloves. I've got a good handful of basil in here, 40 grams thereabouts. It's around 2 cloves of garlic. We don't measure very much, but yeah. So they go in whole because they're going to get blended up. So as I say, 2 cloves generally. I've got 1 diddy little clove there. I'm just going to chuck in for good measure. Good handful, 40 grams or so of basil. And then a decent glug. A couple of tablespoons, maybe a little bit more of olive oil. I will put in the description below, I'll put like a proper recipe in there as well for you. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, that should be fine. And then I'll put the lid on. Fabulous, looks good. Just check it after a few seconds of zhuzhing and it should be okay by that point, but if it needs going again, just zhuzh it for a bit longer. It's fine. So let me show you what that should look like. See, there's like a gloopiness. It's lovely, and it smells, oh, it smells lovely. I wish I had smell-o-vision. It smells amazing. Make it, definitely make it so you can tell me how it smells. Now, I've got these oversized ice cube trays. They're just silicone ones, so they're squidgy. So they're so easy to just pop out when you need them. But yeah, so I fill these up, not completely full, like 2/3 full in each section. And then they go straight in the freezer. No need to grease them or anything because there's a lot of olive oil in the sauce anyway, but they're silicone, so they just pop out. So I'm going to take the old blade out and the sink and see if I can do this without spilling any. Unlikely, because I always make a mess in the kitchen. Ask my husband. Not going to quite get a full tray out of this. That's fine. I'll make some more of this anyway when the basil starts to recover, when it grows more leaves. And I've got a few more plants to trim as well that I haven't done today. So when I make more of this, I will take this tray, because I've only got 3 cubes out of that lot. They would have been frozen at that point, and then I will put the frozen cubes in a sandwich bag and then put them back in the freezer. So they're all ready then. And they don't tend to stick together either, which is nice. So you can just take as many cubes or 1 or 2 cubes out to use at a time and set it easy. But yeah, so when I do some more later on, probably next week, I will take these cubes out of this tray when they're frozen, and then I'll just reuse this tray, so it's easy. Fab. So that's how you make basil. That's how you make basil pesto. So what I do with my glut of basil towards the end of the summer, so as I don't waste anything. If you would like to support the channel, in the description below I'll leave a link to the Gardener's membership, where you can get exclusive members only content, live weekly Q&A sessions, monthly trainings. Check out the link in the description below for that one. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, and you can subscribe by clicking this button here. And if you want to watch the next video in the run, click here, and I will see you in the next video.